Hi guys, just to confirm, are you the right department to ask questions about your modelling and your targets to 2030 and how you're going to get there?
Yes, Senator.
Good, okay, thank you. So effectively Australia's average annual electricity consumption is just under 200 terawatt hours per year, which works out at just over half a terawatt a day is consumed in energy. How much energy do you predict that you'll have to have as a form of storage to back up, given that you're relying on 82% renewables to power the grid by 2030?
Senator Simon Duggan, Deputy Secretary. So the 82%, you probably are aware, aligns pretty well with the Australian Energy Market Operators Integrated System Plan,
Sure.
where they're predicting 83% renewable energy by 2030.
Yep.
And that within that context, they do projections of the sort of electricity generation that is consistent with that 83% renewables by that stage. So they're probably the best estimate of what forms of different forms of energy that you'd need by that stage.
Okay, I'm trying to get some quantify this figure though. So, if you've got half a terawatt and it's 80% renewable, let's say it's 0.4 of a terawatt per day, you're going to be relying on renewables. What happens if that particular day there's a monsoon, cold weather and there's no solar energy or wind power? Where are you then going to get the other 0.4 terawatts from?
It's a good question. I think my colleague has done some math that she may be able to help you with.
Sure.
So, Senator, this comes from the Integrated System Plan from the Australian Energy Market Operator, so it relates to the National Electricity Market. But and this relates to their step change scenario, which experts consider to be the most likely by 2030. So it does require 47 gigawatts of new battery and hydro storage by 2030 to achieve what they have as sort of an 83% outcome around.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's the required amount with respect to that.
Great, thanks for that. And so how many batteries? So obviously, do you know the split between hydro storage and, your car batteries, your house batteries and other form of storage?
I should also note, sorry, Senator, before I answer that question, that it also includes dispatchable gas that's in the system as well. So that obviously provides sort of dispatchable capacity with respect to firming renewables. So, and sorry, Senator, your question went to?
How many batteries are you going to need? So obviously you'll have some in the form of hydro batteries, and then you'll have dispatchable gas. So have you got a split between... long story short, I guess where I'm going to is how much will you need to store within batteries itself as opposed to hydro or gas, because I'm aware that they're closing coal mines down, for example, coal-powered fire stations. So what do we, if you have a bad day and over 365 days, the chances are you're going to have 1 or 2 days where there is no wind blowing or sun shining, where are you going to get your backup energy from?
So, Senator, you asked, there's a couple of questions in that. So first of all, you asked how many batteries, and I think you went on to answer the question, which is it really depends on the form that you're storing the electricity in.
Yeah, exactly, that's right.
That's right. So, and I think...
So what are you assuming? What are your assumptions around that?
Yeah. So I think my colleague gave you some figures, but Merrick, have you got something to add?
Thank you, Senator. Merrick Peasley, Branch Head, Firming Mechanisms Task Force. Most of this is outlined in the Integrated System Plan, as Ms Bernaro has just indicated to you. So page 54, pretty much to page 57, talks a lot about shallow, medium and deep storage required in the event to get to a high penetration renewables grid out to 2050. And it's talked about in length. We could read it to you, but it's
no, that's okay. Have you got costings on there as well?
They don't do costings. They really look at it from a reliability perspective.
Okay, so do we have any costings about storage for how much it will cost to get to our 2030 target in terms of storage?
So the costings there you mean, because a lot of this, of course, is private provision. So, and in fact, you'd hope that the vast majority of it was. Government has policies that will assist that.
Well, okay, that's fine. So but obviously we're told every day that renewables are cheaper.
Yeah.
I want that quote substantiated by proper costings, whether it's public or private, whether it's funded publicly or privately, because it's going to end up either out of the taxpayer's pocket or on their energy bill. So I'm looking for costings on just the storage. I mean, I want it on other issues, transmission as well, but I'm asking, do you have costings on that storage?
So, Senator, we'll take that on notice. The difficulty with answering that question in any kind of precision is that in terms of deep storage, that will relate to a number of technologies, same with deep and shallow. And so it will ultimately depend on the precise mix of those.
Okay.
But we can do things at a high level with respect to the nature of the type of storage that fits within that and provide some estimates for you.
So you don't have definite figures at the moment?
Well, Senator, what we can do for you, I think, and we'll have to take this on notice, is look at the existing pipeline of projects that are underway and what the private proponents have told us about the cost of those things, and we can also add to that any government, through rewiring the nation or other policies that are helping to assist that. We can absolutely break down the government contribution to that, but we just don't have all that
Well, I want
detail
government
in
and
front of us.
private, because ultimately it's going to cost
Absolutely.
the consumer through taxes or energy bills.
Yep.
But that's not completed yet. Is that fair to
So
say?
we'll endeavour to do we'll take that on notice and we'll endeavour to do our best.
But it's
to
not
come back.
completed.
We don't have it in front of us right now, so
Right,
we'll need
okay.
to go away and do that.
In terms of recycling, do you know how much it would cost to recycle, whether it's a house lithium, house battery, a car battery? Have you got figures on that?
I'm sorry, Senator, that's a question for our waste colleagues, which have previously appeared, but
Sure.
I'm sure we could look into those sort of issues.
We'll take it on notice and then it's in an outcome that's already been done.
Right.
That's okay, we'll take it
Oh,
on
excellent.
notice and
Okay.
come back to you. Yeah.
Thanks very much. And then in terms of, yet again, overall modelling, have you got a breakout of how many, turbines do you need, how many solar panels you need to get to 82% renewables?
The integrated system plan again does provide an indication of the type of the level of renewable energy. So just bear with us a second. Okay. I don't know. Oh yes.
Yeah, Senator, it's, I think it's around about, actually, sorry, I don't think we do have that figure in front of us. We're happy to take it on notice and get to you.
Yeah. But if it gives you a sense, it's 9 times the amount of the existing variable renewable energy that currently is, as of when the step change, the last integrated system plan came out, was operating in the NEM at that point. And so that gives you the sort of the quantum of...
So 9 times...
9 times...
Yeah, what, sorry?
The variable renewable energy that currently is in the national electricity market.
Well, what's the cost of that?
Again, Senator, it depends on the mix of technologies that you're
Right.
going to deploy. There is some figures that we can pull out for you around what they roughly think around different, like solar versus wind, for instance.
Sure.
So we can actually...
So
seek
can you
to
give me
provide-
some definite costings on that? Not now, but even on notice?
Senator Rennick, I think one of the challenges that you're coming up against is, I suspect that your assumption is that in the absence of the projects that you're seeking costings about, there would be no cost to consumers. And that's just not right. Essentially, the energy market requires quite considerable investment to...
Oh, I understand that, Senator McAllister.
Well, I don't understand then why you were asking for these costs against essentially a zero baseline. Like the truth is that
the reason I'm asking for these costs...
Senator Rennick, the truth is that establishing that investments in new generation capacity will be on one technology or another, and all of the information before us is that firmed renewables are substantially cheaper than the technology you prefer, which is coal-fired power. But please go on.
I'm
continue.
open-minded. I just need to see the costings, and I'm trying to ascertain when you and your colleagues say that renewable energy is cheaper. Show me the money. Put the costings on the table with the assumptions and how you're going to get there by 2030, and prove to me we're going to have enough backup energy that the market, the grid, won't collapse and we'll have rolling blackouts.
Yep.
That's what I'm asking for.
So
Do you
Senator,
have it or not?
Senator, I think just to draw on what the Assistant Minister just said, I think we can give you certainly what, in terms of current project pipeline, we can go and provide that information to you. But the issue is it's not against a counterfactual of zero. It's against a counterfactual that you can't observe, which is
What
what
do you
would
mean
happen in the
against?
absence. What would happen in the absence of the policies that are promoting that energy mix in the system, and that's not something any of us can.
Well, can you define a counterfactual? What do you mean by
So, Senator Rennick, we're going to share the
counterfactual?
call.
Sure. Is that definable, counterfactual? What do you mean by counterfactual?
I don't think it is, because market participants are responding to the signals that are sent by governments, not just the Commonwealth Government, but state governments as well. And they are reacting also to the economics in the market. So the market is driving us towards variable renewable energy because that is the lowest marginal cost entrant into the
Well, you're
system.
yet to prove that. That's my point.
Yeah, I guess, Senator, my point is that we can't tell you what would happen in the absence of all those policies. That's not observable at the moment because there's a lot of other things that are going on, including the shifting economics, both of the revenue stream, but also the shifting economics of the cost base of these
So there's a
different
great deal of
projects.
So
uncertainty
that's,
left.
Senator Rennick, we're going to
So
move
there's
the
a
call.
great deal-
Authorised G. Rennick, LNP Chermside.